It's another Getting Real with Ashleydawn. I'm Ashleydawn, and I want to get real with you. So, this video is gonna be about ages of friends. The other day, I was having a conversation with my friend Ryan, and he was talking about, we've been friends for like 11 years, and 11 years ago, he was weirded out because he saw me at church all the time because we went to the same church, and we were, in the same like friend groups, and he saw me always hanging out with like older people, and it would freak him out. And he's like, you literally have like friends that are 3 times your age that you like hang out with on a daily basis. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, don't you think that's weird? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I don't think it's weird. And then I had another friend, Sean, who said, like, you hang out with 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds. Like, isn't that weird? Like, don't you think that's a little weird that you have friends that are so much younger than you? So in one hand, I have a friend who is, and both of them, Ryan and Sean, are my age. Ryan's older than me. Sean is my same age. But both of them were like, how on earth do you have these friendships with all these different age people? And I just told them both, like, I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate against ages. I don't discriminate against races. I don't discriminate against hair color, eye color, car color. Like, if I'm your friend, I'm your friend. Like, your age doesn't matter. Your skin color doesn't matter. Your hair color doesn't matter. What kind of job you have doesn't matter. Your social status doesn't matter. What kind of church you go to, if you go to a church, doesn't matter. I have lots of friends that don't go to churches. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be their friend. I have lots of friends that don't believe the same things that I do. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be their friend. The other day, we invited our neighbor to church, and she's like, what do you believe politically? I don't like going, places that, believe a whole lot politically. And I was just like, does it matter? Like, you're bringing it up and you're complaining about other people making it matter, but you're the one that's making it matter. Like, does it matter? No, it doesn't. I don't care who you vote for. That's your choice. That's your right to vote for who you see fit to vote for. I'm not going to judge you based on who you vote for. I'm not going to judge you based on when your birthday is. Like, no, if you're a good person, you're a good person, and it doesn't matter when you were born. It doesn't matter where you were born. You could be from another country. You could speak another language, and you could be an awesome person. And if that's the case, then I want to be your friend. I have my rules for being my friend: you have to put in effort, you have to care, you have to be honest, you have to be real, and you have to respect me. That's pretty much it. And you have to be kind. I'm not going to be friends with people that aren't kind to others. Like, those are my requirements. Basically, honesty, integrity, kindness, generosity, and respect. If you have those 5 things, we can be friends. We can be friends. I have all kinds of friends. And Ryan was saying too, he's like, I never realized, he said that he did realize, but he's like, you're one of the only girls that I know that can have guy friends that are just friends. Like, you're not flirty at all, and we kind of joked about it, and we're like, well, that's kind of a good thing, kind of not a good thing, because, when I like somebody, sometimes they don't know, because I'm not super flirty. I'm just not. I just come out and be like, I like you. Like, I think you're cute. I think you're awesome. Like, I like you. I don't really do that whole flirty thing. My friend Courtney always tells me, she's like, girl, you need to be flirty. And I'm like, I can't. It's just too hard for me. Anyway, so he was just saying, you have some solid friendships with guys that you've had for years and years and years. And I do. I have some of my closest friends are guys. Like, one of my best friends in the whole world, his name's Anthony. He's a guy, and we've been friends for 17 years, and he's amazing, and he's got my back, and I've got his. And, I have another friend, Wes. We've been friends for 13, 14 years, and he's got my back, and I've got his. And Travis and I were best friends for a long time. I have really awesome guy friends, and they're just friends. And you may be saying, oh, you might have dated them at one time. Nope, never dated any of them. They're just friends. We're just straight up homies. We're boys, we're bros. And yeah, I'm a girl, but I like doing a lot of tomboy stuff. I like fishing, I like hunting, I like going out riding motorcycles and, you know, doing things that most girls don't like doing. I like fixing cars. I was restoring my Nova with my dad. I grew up, you know, helping him fix stuff and working on stuff myself. And so I tend to be a tomboy, and I grew up with all boys. I'm the only girl, or I was the only girl for a very long time on my dad's side of the family. And so all my cousins were boys. And so I grew up with just boys. And then in my neighborhood, I was the only girl in my neighborhood. And so all my friends are boys. And we played with trucks and we played with mud. I might have made them eat mud several times. But I have lots of friends that are guys. Growing up, I had like more guy friends than girlfriends. I had a lot of girlfriends too. I just love people, and I cheer for everybody. I have like no hidden agenda. I don't have, you know, well, I'm gonna have this friend because they're gonna get me into this party, and I'm gonna have this friend because they're gonna get me here, or I'm gonna have this friend because they're gonna do this for me. No, I genuinely, the friends that I have because they're my friends and I love them, and it doesn't matter what age they are. It doesn't matter what language they speak. I mean, they do kind of have to know English a little bit so we can communicate, because you know I don't know other languages. I know a little bit un poquito of Spanish because I took 4 stinking years of it, but I struggle with that too. So they do need to speak English, because obviously we have to have conversation. And that's another thing, like, my friends and I go deep. Like, we go in the deep end when it comes to conversations. I don't want some surface level, oh, how are you? No, like, how are you? Are you good? Is everything all right? How's your soul? How's your sin? Are you struggling with that? Like, what's going on? How are your bills? Are you in debt? What's going on? Like, I want to go deep with my friends. I don't want no surface level friendship that I don't know what's going on in my friends' lives. And I don't want them to have a surface level friendship with me. I'm on my way to dinner with one of my friends, Tanya, and she lives in Orlando. And she makes it a point to come to Fort Myers so we can spend time together. And when we do, it's not, oh, hi, the sun's yellow. It's, hey, how are you doing? Have you had a checkup with your cancer? Are you still in remission? Are you still healed from that? Like, how's your health been? Is everything still good? How has your marriage been? Like, how can I pray for you? What can I do for you? How can I be there for you? I want to be deep with my friends. I don't want surface level stuff. I don't want them to wonder if I have their back. No, if you're my friend, I got your back. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what kind of clothes you wear. I don't care if you live in the country, you live in the city. I don't care. You could, one of my really closest friends, Lance, I call him Lance a lot. He lives in Colorado. And I love him and I adore him, and we call each other. Speaking of which, I haven't called him this week. I need to do that. But he's one of my best friends. I love him. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. We've been friends since high school. We were best friends in high school. And we're totally different. He doesn't believe what I believe spiritually. He doesn't believe what I believe politically. He doesn't, I mean, we do like the same music, kinda-ish. But we're very different, but we love each other and we're friends and we have each other's back. Do your friends have your back? And do you have their back? Do you have a hidden agenda with your friendships? Are you looking to see what you can get out of it instead of what you can give to it? Are you looking at friends thinking, oh, well, so I have this friend, you know, and this friend and I go to this place, and then this friend and I go to this place? Or do you just have friends? Are they just your friends? And it doesn't matter, you know, what you don't have in common, what you do have in common. You just love them and you have their back and you're there for them. And if they needed you at 2 o'clock in the morning, you'd be there. And if they were moving, you'd help them. And if they needed to paint, you'd help them. And if they were going through a divorce, you'd walk through it with them and you hold their hand and you pray for them. Or, you know, you'd encourage them to do what you felt that God was leading you to encourage them to do. Or maybe they were struggling with addiction. You'd walk through that with them and let them know how much you love them. Like, are you there for your friends? Or is it, what can you get out of your friendships? Because a lot of times, if you have all these requirements, like, okay, you have to be from this age to this age, you have to be, you know, tall, you have to be brunette, you have to be blonde, you have to be what? Like, if you have requirements, if you have conditions, first of all, that's not unconditional love. And if you have conditions, it means there's strings attached. It means you're not being genuine. So if in your head you're like, I can only be friends with people my age, why? Why? Do you have any idea how much you can learn from people older than you, more experienced than you, that have gone the places that you want to go? One of my friends, Jenny, I've talked about her a lot. She is an angel from God. She's an artist, a very incredible, talented artist, and I love her. I adore her. She's older than me by a couple years. And she teaches me, and she encourages me, and her art inspires me, and she speaks life into me when I see her. She's not my same age. She's got blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't have blonde hair and blue eyes. Do you get what I'm saying? It's stupid. It's stupid when you look at your friends and all your friends look like you. What, are you obsessed with yourself? You want to have little clones? Like, you want to just be your own friend? Or do you want to have friends that are different from you that you can learn from? Can I tell you something? I have all kinds of different friends. And they're all different, and I can learn from all of them. I don't know it all. I know that y'all think that I do because, I'm so studious with my glasses and all. But I don't know it all. There's a lot that I don't know. I'm 34 years old and I have a lot of life to learn. I do. And so you know what I do? I spend time with people that are older than me, that are wiser than me, that are more mature than me. And guess what? I spend time with people that are younger than me, that keep me young, that encourage me not to sweat the small stuff. My friend Abby just turned 21. She's one of my best friends. I love that girl. My friend Carolina, 22. My friend Connie, 71. My friend Judy, 68. I have friends all over the board. I have my best friend in the whole wide world is 58 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mommy. My bestest friend, she's 58. My daddy was 68, would be 68 at the end of this month. And they're my best friends. And I hung out with them and their friends when I was younger. And I hung out with people my age. I'm friends with teachers that I've had before. Like, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I have a lot of friends that are my same age. And I can learn a lot from them. Listen, you can learn from everyone. I learn from my preschoolers on a daily basis. And they're 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have a 7-year-old. But like, how can a 34-year-old learn from a 3-year-old? How could that be? Can I tell you a little secret? Because that 34-year-old looks for ways to learn from people. And is teachable and is open. And doesn't think of herself better or higher than she ought to. She doesn't think she knows it all. I'm she. I think I know it all because I know that I don't. I know that I have so much to learn about life and about people and about all kinds of stuff. And the more people that I'm surrounded by that are different than me, that think different, that look different, that were born in different years, the more wisdom I could have. The more wisdom I can have. You don't know it all. And I know that sometimes you can get in your little head and you can think that you do. And you can be like, well, I'm this many years old and, I've went through this. Yeah, you have. But I bet you can learn a whole lot from your grandma or your grandpa. I bet you could learn a whole lot from your neighbor who's older than you. I bet you sure could. But do you want to? Are you open to it? Are you teachable? Do you have a teachable spirit? Do you have a teachable mind? Or are you so set in your ways that you think you know more than everybody else? Or do you want your friends to look a certain way on social media, right? I had one friend, she had a party and I wasn't invited. And I looked at the pictures from the party and it kind of hit me as funny because I looked at the pictures from the party and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. She literally picked people that had all different colors of hair, but not her same color. Like, she didn't invite anybody that resembled her at all. Like, she wanted to look different. For instance, all of the friends at the party that she had were heavier than her and were blonde. They had blonde hair. So she was the only skinny brunette that was there. And I'm not saying she did it on purpose. But when there's 20 people in a picture and 19 of them look the same, I'm going to think you did it on purpose. Why? What's the point? For a picture? I'm just saying, if you're watching this and you're thinking, what in the world are you talking about this for? I want to encourage you, if you don't have friends that are older than you, get some friends that are older than you. If you don't have friends that are younger than you, get some friends that are younger than you. If you don't have friends that don't believe the same things as you, get some. If you don't have friends that don't look like you, get some. Expand your friendships. Stop caring how old people are, or what they look like, or how much money they make, or where they live. Get friends. Be a friend that doesn't care about that kind of stuff. That just has open arms and is like, hey, you want to be friends? I want to be friends with you. Isn't that so inviting? Isn't that so loving? If you need a friend, I will be your friend. I know Tyler. Shout out Tyler, my friend. He is 28, I believe. It's funny because I thought he was 22, but that's beside the point. I just look at him as a little brother. But he's one of my friends. He doesn't live anywhere near me. He lives 3 hours away from me, but he drives down to go to church with me and to go to dinner with me because he's a good friend, and I'm friends with his older brother, Jay. That's actually how I met him. And Jay's in his 30s. He's older than me. I think he's 36. He'll be 37 this year. You getting old, Jay. I'm just teasing you. But Jay and I do not see eye to eye on a lot of things. We're still friends, though. He thinks Desperado is the best song in the world, and I'm here to tell you, my friend, it is not. I hate that song. It's depressing. I don't like that song, and he loves it, and he swears up and down about it. But I'm still his friend. I have friends that think lots of different things from me. I have a friend, Doug. He watches my videos. Hey, Doug. And he always, calls me kiddo. And he's older than me. And he knows things that I don't know. He's got wisdom that I don't have. But he's my friend. He supports me. He encourages me. My friend, Mark. Him and I joke all the time together. He encourages me. He inspires me. He's my friend. My friend Sean from work. We think very differently. But he's my friend. And I learned from him. I have lots of friends that I learned from that think and act and look different than I do. And I love that. I love that they look different. I love that they are different. I have all kinds of different friends. Do you have all kinds of different friends? Or are all your friends the same? Do your friends look the same? Do they act the same? Are your friends the same? Ask yourself that. Because if they are, they shouldn't be. How are you going to learn from people that are all the same? That are all like you, that all think like you, look like you, talk like you? How are you going to learn from them? You need some variety. Open your arms to somebody that you normally wouldn't talk to. And ask them to coffee. Try to get to know them. Learn something from them. Plan something with them. Maybe sign up for a Bible study that you wouldn't normally sign up for. Can I tell you, when I was a little girl, and I've said this before in my videos, I went to Bible studies with 70 and 80-year-olds. Seriously, when I was like 8 and 9 years old, I went to Bible studies with people that were 70 years older than I was and 60 years older than I was. Do you know how smart and how wise I became because I sat under godly, wise counsel? And I'm not saying I know everything, but a lot of what I know is because I sat under really wise, incredible teachers and leaders and shepherds, pastors. I'm so grateful that every house I've ever lived in, I've lived next to either a pastor or an usher. And anytime they've had a Bible study, I've always been invited. What if they didn't want to invite a little kid? What if they say, oh, she don't know nothing, let's not invite her. This is only for people our age. I would have missed out on a lot of incredible friendships and a lot of awesome teaching. And so are you. If you're avoiding people because of their age or because they don't think like you or look like you or vote the same way as you, maybe they like Chick-fil-A and you like Popeyes. You know I had to mention food somewhere in my video. Don't let little petty things get between you and some really incredible people. Maybe you've had friends and you've kind of butted heads and you haven't thought the same, and so you're just like, this friendship ain't worth it. I'm here to tell you the friendship is worth it. Don't let a petty disagreement or differing opinion rob you of a really awesome friendship. It's not worth it. There are amazing people out there in the world that would be the biggest blessing to you if you would just give them the chance. That's my video. I wanted to encourage you. Don't be asking people for their driver's license to look at how old they are before you become friends with them. Be a friend. If you want to have friends, you got to be a friend. If you're not going to be a friend, then you ain't going to have no friends. How do you be a friend? Integrity, honesty, love, kindness, respect. Get to know somebody that you normally wouldn't. I promise it'll surprise you. I love you. More importantly, God loves you. You are seen, you are celebrated, and you are loved at any age. It doesn't matter how old you are. Don't love with conditions. Love unconditionally. Let the people in your life know that you love them, not for how old they are, not for what they look like, but instead for how special they are and what a blessing they are to your life. I'll catch y'all on my next one.